As an introvert, it's commonly known that being isolated from group events is usually more enticing than the aforementioned. What happens, however, when being introverted is no longer a necessity to feel safe? For many, the comfort of solitude is a sanctuary, a place where thoughts can breathe and the noise of the world fades away. But what if, within that solitude, there was a desire, a quiet longing for connection?
My name's Emma.
All right.
Um, I like to drink coffee.
Say something interesting.
The design of this building was made to withstand storms and earthquakes. It's like some weird architectural hack. In all honesty, it kind of looks like a giant pussy.
All right. Last but not least, Jackson.
Yo,
Say
what's
something
happening?
interesting.
Wait, say what?
Say something interesting.
I've got no eyelashes.
Here are all my friends. Now, I'm sure it looks like we've known each other for a long time, but it's only been a week. Having a friend is something I've always accustomed and conditioned myself to be capable of maintaining. But growing up, friends ended up coming and going rapidly the more I looked within and bantered within my own conscious. The world outside, full of vibrant connections and shared moments, can seem daunting. Yet, what if the first step to bridging that gap wasn't as challenging as it seems? Friends come in all forms. With everything I've touched upon thus far, it's safe to say that making friends in person is theoretically idealistic. But what if making friends in person proves to be challenging? Prior to this moment in time, I've been using a communication platform called Discord. There's many phases to the application, but for someone who may not get out as often, it's a nice place. I've met many people over my time growing up in isolation, and these individuals ended up pacing me and, well, paving the way for the moment I'm embarking on. Part of me wanted this to be introspective for my own purposes, but in making this film, I realized that I'm also providing introspection for where I involve too. It's a scary feeling for me sometimes, providing a platform that can inadvertently allow someone to ventilate their frustrations, their fears. But I realized more and more that in finding and making these friends in these various mediums, I'm beginning to cultivate the essence of what I think friends are. As it stands, I don't know where any of this is going. I'm in my early 20s, and so are most of my new friends. Things are slow and right currently, therefore, it's safe to think carefully about my decisions as a growing adult. Most of my time will be spent behind the camera. A lot of it will be like this, working tirelessly to produce a filmic style that enhances the moments I spend my time engaging in. I want my life to be filled with purpose, putting myself in positions to interact and learn about others, and doing so in this medium feels like the right space to put myself in. I was persuaded by friends, encouraged by creatives, and nurtured by my family to push myself and expand on my abilities within my own creative space. I originally stated I wouldn't, but now that this film is out in the wild, I think others will be able to relate and recognize the strengths of being bold, taking risks. A friend of mine recently had some choice words for me. He wanted to participate in the process of creativity and suggested that we sit down and talk. I'm always open to deep conversation, but this person in particular is very reserved in nature regarding his emotions. I was deeply intrigued at his willingness to operate creatively with me, and immediately rushed to my desk to speak with him. I asked him many things, but what stood out specifically to me based on my questioning was linked to his perception of our relationship and what it meant to him. He replied with the following.
I told him, I honestly, before this started, I said this, every time I watch this guy create some videos or we end up talking, it ends up being pseudo therapy. And I'm just like, Jesus. And if you know me, if you know Zen, therapy is something I particularly believe in, right? But over time, my beliefs have changed on that, in particular because of this guy right here. So I can't really, and it's hard to, and even then I still fight back on it, but it's hard to fight back when, yeah, you know, you think therapy's stupid, but we talk every day, and that could be a, you know, potentially be a pseudo form of it. You know, even amongst my peer groups, amongst friends, it hasn't been that close. But it's interesting to form a relationship with someone who's logically sound, who can give you all the technical know-hows of anything you need to know or want to know, or just if you figure out something, or just have the knowledge to be able to keep up, but also have the other side of it, the right brain, if you will, the creativity, the emotion that has that I believe our bond is from, which is why initially I wasn't like that. Like I wasn't someone who would express myself regularly, or even how I felt, right? And I would hide it behind just being crass, being a little bit annoying online. And so I found that easier to be than someone who's just a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more honest in what he thinks, what I think, and what I feel at the moment, right? Not just, it doesn't mean we're just always expressing our feelings, right? But it means that being a little bit more candid in our approach to these interactions and being a little more honest.
If there's anything I'd leave you with, it's this. Go outside. Remind yourself that life is not eternal, and the things that you are gifted with being annoyed about aren't timeless. They hold a timer just as the heart in your chest does. So live, explore, and relish in the beauty of the present.